Glad that so many legislators have joined us for this bill signing. We're especially pleased that we have a bipartisan group of legislators here who worked very hard on this legislation. I also want to welcome Danny Holman, the head of AFSCME in the state. We're honored to have General Dardis with us and other special guests. So welcome to all of you. I want to thank Representative Bailey and Senator Beal in particular for floor managing and working hard on this piece of legislation in their respective chambers. I want to also thank again the members and the leadership on both sides of the aisle for getting this bill to my desk. Support for veterans is a value that all Iowans share, and it is my privilege to welcome you all here to the governor's office to celebrate the important piece of legislation that will benefit Iowa veterans. We are committed to working in a bipartisan way to send a clear message to Iowa's veterans, and that message is simple. We thank you for your service, and we will support you when you come home. You have served with bravery, dignity, and excellence, and you have the gratitude of every Iowan. But to quote another veteran, former President J.F. Kennedy, he said, and I quote, "As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them," and that's what we're trying to do with this legislation. So I'm very proud of my administration's record when it comes to supporting veterans. Since I've taken office in January 2007, here's what we've done. As a sign of our respect for fallen heroes, I signed an Executive Order number 1, ordering all state flags to be lowered to half staff each time an Iowan is killed in combat. Number 2, we increased injured veterans assistance funding for Iowa's veterans injured in a combat zone since 9/11. We provided up to $5,000 in homeowners assistance to eligible members of the armed services. I also signed legislation providing a bonus payment to Vietnam veterans and provided additional benefits to veterans through the Iowa Veterans Trust Fund. I directed the Iowa Department of Veterans Affairs to make sure our vets are aware of all the state benefits that they are eligible for. We streamlined record keeping, and we've tried to educate the general public about veterans issues, so future generations will know the story of Iowa's soldier citizens. We committed to funding the Gold Star Museum, which we are very proud of, at Camp Dodge to honor their service. And this year I proposed $20 million in state funding to be used to leverage $65 million in federal funds for a new state-of-the-art $100 million veterans home in Marshalltown. And I will visit the veterans home later today. When this project is complete, we will take pride in knowing Iowa's home to one of the best veterans homes in the nation. But I also believe one way state government can show its gratitude is making sure our service members have a seamless transition from military to civilian life. One way we can do this is to ensure Iowa's veterans returning home to the same job and a way of life that they left before being deployed. With House File 2065, we have come together to meet this need on behalf of our soldiers and their families. Today, the state of Iowa will commit to making sure that all Iowa veterans and service members from the National Guard, Reserves, and active armed forces can return to the careers they left behind when being called to serve our country. This legislation requires that an employee returning for military service to be given either the original position or a position of likely seniority and pay as the same he or she left behind when leaving for active service. This is an idea whose time has come. Iowa has a long and proud history of employer support for members of the military. In addition to their uniformed service to our state and country, members of the armed service play a vital role in Iowa's economy. Many of these individuals are National Guardsmen and Guardswomen who have worked for years, working full-time positions in Iowa, whether it be in the public or private sector. The citizen soldiers of the Guard, Reserves, and active military bring their skills, their dedications, and work ethic to businesses and state agencies in each part of Iowa every day. To all of these individuals and to veterans, I simply say thank you. To the employers welcoming our veterans home, I want to say thank you as well for partnering with us to ensure Iowa's brave men and women who have served overseas are treated with the respect that they've rightfully earned when they return home. In closing, let me say one thing. This is just the beginning and not an end to our common efforts to work on behalf of Iowa's veterans. With this terrific legislature and their outstanding record in just the last couple of years, I will continue to do what I can to work with them to stand up and fight for men and women who have sacrificed and given so much in service to our country. And I will now sign the bill. Thank you.